You knew something like this was coming when it comes to Call of Duty Black Ops 6, given the fact that it is developed by Activision, who is owned by Microsoft, and they are all about the woke agenda. It is all over their websites, and it happened. They are introducing gender ideology into this game through one of the operators. And this is what they're going to do. They're going to continue to do this over and over and over again, because at the end of the day, they are not about selling games. They are about normalizing deviant and disordered behavior. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. I wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com. I will have the link in the description below. You can also find a link to become a member of the channel and help support me and all the work that I'm doing to oppose this woke ideology and expose it for what it is. So Activision recently shared a ton of information about Call of Duty Black Ops 6, including the various gameplay modes, maps, and operators that the game will feature. This included an operator named Volta Rossi that is being used to inject gender ideology into the game. In a blog post, Activision shared that Rossi is part of Crimson One, which is a CIA operation that was initiated, quote, to hunt down the Rogue Squad. The team is officially sanctioned by the CIA and has access to all intel and tools to get the job done. It is made up of elite Black Ops soldiers to get the job done and led by the imposing Jackson Kane. With the CIA infiltrated, Crimson One represents the CIA operation initiated to hunt down and silence Adler, Woods, and their team permanently. Nothing wrong with that there. Seems like kind of standard operating procedure and what you would expect from Call of Duty Black Ops game. However, it went on to provide intel briefs on all the operators. In the character's description for Rossi, they described Rossi using their and them pronouns rather than he or she, a clear indication that the character is suffering from any number of disorders and likely not fit to be a Black Ops specialist. Nevertheless, the background description says this: a street-smart rogue with a blue blood pedigree. Volta Rossi is an enigma who left the comfort of aristocracy to forge a new name as a human specialist, human intelligence specialist. Their ties to the Lutazzi family give them unique insight into Avalon. So there you go. You can see it in that last sentence there. Their ties, them, instead of he or she, which clearly they are trying to push this stuff. They're trying to push this absolute nonsense. There are only two sexes, two genders, male and female. You cannot be anything in between. There is no fluidity. There is no scale. It is male or female. And males cannot become females, and vice versa. Females cannot become males, no matter how much you attempt to chemically alter your body, physically alter your body through mutilations. You are still either male or female, and you will always be that way because that is the way that God created you. But this is no surprise, right? No surprise at all. We had a report from former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern, aka Grums, that the company was installing DEI officers on every single development team to ensure the agenda was being propagated throughout the company and in its products. He says DEI officers are installed in every dev team to ensure the message. When did he post this? Back in May. So looks like he was right again. He even said that of all the AAA studios out there, my dev friends and contacts who have come forth tell me that Ubisoft and Activision are the very worst. I mean, pretty obvious in hindsight now, right? Pretty obvious in hindsight, given all the things we've seen with Ubisoft, and then clearly what we're seeing here with Activision. And remember, these people gave away a free, quote-unquote, Pride gift pack back in June that included transgender-themed bullets and guns in June, right, for Call of Duty. They wrote this on their official website back in June. Call of Duty is for everyone, and we're proud to celebrate Pride Month by offering 7 different weapon camo variants, each representing the colors of the different LGBTQ plus flags, available as a free gift pack. Find them in the store in a single bundle. Again, They're not selling Call of Duty here anymore. They are selling the message. And not only are they not, they're trying to give it away for free. They give this crap away for free because they want to indoctrinate. They want to normalize this so much. It's not like you have to purchase this. It's not like it's behind a paywall. No, they are giving this crap away for free. So you can see the skins that they offered as part of that. But there was also a transgender themed one. You can see here that you were able to obtain transgender themed bullets in the game. You got screenshots here. This is from Bob Network UK. You scroll down here, and here it is. They are part of this transgender themed gun. You can see this guy right here, Gustavo Carnezes, confirming that it is in the game. And we had DD Play Tab Movie saying that it's primarily attached to the M4 blueprint that players could acquire if they purchase Modern Warfare 3. And that's what that skin is. But nevertheless, it's in the game. It's still in the game. They still did this. It's sick stuff. Absolutely sick, disgusting stuff. Because it's all about pushing the message. It's not about selling you a shooter. And there's more to this, right? Let's look at the company's website. You go over to their diversity and inclusion page. You've got their president, Bob Kostic. What's he saying? For us to operate at the top of our game in both areas, it is imperative that we champion diversity, equity, and inclusion environment where everyone can show up as the best version of themselves, motivated and comfortable to push our thinking in all new ways. Well, he's not lying. He is. It's not new. None of this is new. Stuff is all degenerate. It's been around for a while. It's not new. And you're definitely not the best version of yourself if you're pushing this stuff. You literally think that you're a different sex than what you are. Clearly struggling. There's clearly something going on, spiritual, emotional. There's clearly some kind of suffering happening. And you're trying to treat it with your social identity, with chemicals, and potentially with mutilation. It's not the sign of someone who is their best self. Yet that's what these people will try and gaslight you into thinking that they are. These people are sick. They're absolutely sick. This is evil. This is evil, evil stuff right here. Nevertheless, he goes on and says, as we look at our player community, we properly reflect the diversity of our players and our teams and our thinking in order to exceed their needs and expectations as they connect in our incredible games. I mean, this is just so absurd on its face. Yeah, let me just bring in like a Satan worshiper, like, because we need to have that diversity. Let me just bring in a communist. Let me just bring in a Malthusist who just wants people to die because he thinks the world's overpopulated. We're just going to bring those in because we think those actually make our games better. Like, what are you? It's so absurd. This stuff is so patently absurd. It's so blatantly evil. This is an absolute lie. And they try and sell this crap as normal. This is normalized. This is institutionalized already in this company. They've institutionalized evil. It doesn't even pass the sniff test. Yet they're going to try, they've normalized this in their company and then putting in their video games now. This culture journey is one that never ends. Yeah, because they're constantly warring against nature, against the world that God created, against God. That's what they are doing. They're in constant rebellion against nature. We will strive to improve every day. This is an essential global team effort that we will continue to refine together. So they're literally trying to export this to everywhere that they operate in. Sick. We can also go to their 2023-2024 Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion report. He said this: diversity, equity, and inclusion is a critical component of our future success. Our journey towards fostering DE&I began years ago, fueled by the passion and stories shared by our employees. To fulfill our vision of becoming the most inclusive blockbuster games company, we have embedded DE&I in every aspect of our operations. Seems pretty clear there. I think it also kind of confirms what Grums was saying. They've got DEI people on every single project. They've embedded it in every aspect of our operations. We strive to create an environment where our talented employees can thrive and do the best work of their lives. And by integrating DE&I into our game development process, we can evolve our games to better resonate with a broader audience and to better foster community around the world. Like I said, it's patently absurd. It makes absolutely no sense. You're just going to bring in a bunch of people that hate other people, and that's going to foster community. Nah, that's how we do it here. That's what we do at Activision. It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. Every initiative we undertake is driven by the belief that we are building a better future for our people and our players. They know that they're not doing this. These people are just absolute liars. They know that this does not build a better future, yet they do it anyways. I mean, there's some people that probably honestly do think that they're doing this. They're completely misguided. They're not using their brains, or they've shut their brains off, or their intellect has been dimmed based on the lifestyles that they're living. But I think Kostic knows that this is this is all a crock of crap. I mean, we even have Wall Street Journal studies now saying that the whole McKinsey study claiming that the DEI and initiatives actually generate profitability is complete and utter bogus. Complete and utter bogus. And I think you can see the fruits of this, right? The fruits of DEI initiatives do not foster community. They create division. They sow division. They sow negativity. They create divides between people. That's what it does. And we can see that. We see that over and over and over and over again. The people that are championing DE&I are people like Cameron Wild of Sweet Baby Inc., who said that he wants to burn the industry to the ground. And despite what some people will say that, oh, he wasn't being serious, no, he was very serious. He was very serious. That was a very serious presentation he gave at that conference. I know because I actually watched it. Kostic continued saying, embracing diverse perspectives is not only the right thing to do, but it also enables us to make informed decisions that shape the future of gaming and entertainment. It is an exciting time to now be a part of Xbox, who shares our perspective and commitment. While we acknowledge that there is still work to be done, we always embrace the challenge of continuous improvement. Champion DE&I became one of our core values because of the unwavering passion and dedication of our exceptional employees, and it will remain a core focus of ours to help fuel our future growth. This company deserves to completely and utterly fail, given the fact that it has sold itself out as a quote-unquote champion of DE&I. I mean, go through the report. They literally admit that they're putting this in the game design. I mean, Kostic kind of already said it, but like here it is. They have an entire slide on the report. It says here, through collaboration between the DE and I team and business units across Activision, we focus on game accessibility, diverse media representation, and fostering connection through our gaming communities. It goes on and says that the company's focused on inclusive game design and what its Inclusive Game Design Council does. Our Inclusive Game Design Council, with external experts, educates and supports developers in creating inclusive games. This year, we collaborated with UCLA Center for Scholars and Storytellers for workshops on gender identity, roles, stereotypes, and cultural appropriation in video games. These empower our teams to create inclusive characters, storylines, and games. We are piloting the Inclusive Game Design Ambassadors Program to support employee initiatives for inclusive best practices. They literally have departments to push this stuff throughout their company. Like this has been institutionalized in this company. It's in Microsoft too, their parent company. I mean, you see here that they also are like one of their goals is obviously promoting disordered sexual behaviors. We have this slide, inclusive game design representation. It says here, it is important that our games authentically showcase different cultures, identities, and lived experiences. One example we're excited about is Catbat, Activision's first non-binary character. Catbat made their debut in the multiplayer game Crash Team Rumble, an escaped prisoner of antagonist Dr. Neo Cortex, and as a lover of rock and roll. Catbat is also the series' first character voiced by a gender-fluid actor who uses all pronouns. There's no such thing as gender fluid. We already talked about that. So they've got people with mental illness. They're creating characters that have mental illness. And they're aiming this at Crash Team Rumble. I wonder who's playing that game, what the age range is for that. I'd wager it's probably children for the most part. So that's clearly what they're going with here. That's how sick these people are. You even have Caitlin Minnell, who works in human resources at Infinity Ward. She said this: Activision's scope around operations means infusing DE&I in design, putting a lot of effort and resources into ensuring authenticity in our games through the collaboration of artists, animators, and developers. So even if you just want to look at the nuts and bolts of the money, a lot of effort and resources. They're spending lots of effort and resources, lots of money, hiring a bunch of people, raising their costs to do this. We know it loses money. I mean, as we said, the fruits show it. How many games have failed this year? Suicide Squad, Concord, Tales of Kinsara Zhao, Unknown 9 Awakening, Star Wars Outlaws. The list goes on. So this is all embedded in Activision. It's not surprising that they would introduce this character into Call of Duty. Obviously, Call of Duty is their biggest franchise. They've already been pushing this stuff. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip of the iceberg. They are going to slowly push this stuff down the slippery slope. The slippery slope is real. If you've been alive in the last 20 years, you've seen it in action. You've seen how our society has completely and utterly fallen, has embraced a lot of this evil. And in many cases, they've worked. It has been normalized. It has been normalized. I mean, feminism has greatly been normalized in many aspects. But they aren't going to stop. This will continue. That's why we have to say no. We have to push back. We have to continue to expose this. Let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth.